Honaker Tigers are one of the best football teams in Southwest Virginia.
And while the Tigers have had a lot to smile about on the field this year, in this week's The Good Stuff, Andrew McClung tells us that they've also given one fan a whole lot to smile about as well.
On almost any Friday night in the stands at Ematts Field, Brody Smith is cheering on his Honaker Tigers.
He talks about it all the time, week to week, knows opponents. He calls them his guys. So he's always checking in on them, seeing how they're doing.
Excited to be here again.
And these guys love Brody as much as he loves them.
He just lights the room up, man. It's just everybody comes around and nobody ain't smiling.
Brody was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at just 2 years old.
He does have CP, but we don't want that to define him and make him. He may have some physical limitations, but as far as the want to, the drive, the character, the personality, he's got it all.
Because of how much drive and passion he has for the team, the Tiger coaches and administration came together to find a way to help Brody get past those limitations.
Like in football, we have so much freedom to do things like this.
The team deciding to make him an honorary member with his own Tiger jerseys.
We thought it was a great idea, and it was the kids, approached them about it, and the kids were excited about it.
The boys from the get-go, they've really just kind of embraced him, took him in. He's one of those guys now.
And one of his favorite things about being a part of the team, getting to run on the field with the Tigers.
It was pretty surreal.
With two of his best friends, Aiden and Malachi Lowe, by his side and pushing him out.
Oh, it's an absolutely beautiful moment. We run out of the Tiger, and then you see the fans roaring, clapping, and he's eating it up, man.
For him not to be able to do most things that other kids can do, for us to really help him, it just means so much to me. It means so much to my team that we can do stuff like that.
And one thing can be for certain, as long as the Tigers continue to pile up the wins, you can find Brody cheering on his team.
As parents, it couldn't be any happier for the kids, the community, from top to bottom. It's incredible.
With the Good Stuff in Honaker, I'm Andrew McClung.
The spotlight is shining on a local nurse after a video of him taking care of one of his patients made the rounds on social media. In the latest The Good Stuff, News 5's Andrew McClung shows us how he's using his love of music to help heal.
Back for more fun.
For Bristol Regional Nurse CJ Hemphill, patients are his #1 priority.
Patients are first for him. He is an inspiration not only to his patients, but to the staff too.
I try to find a way to connect with them on some type of level.
Atonement for sin,
which sometimes is through music.
The glory, great thing.
Whatever it is, within reason that is going to bring the patient joy or to distract them from the pain or their current situation that they're in, if it's within my reach, I'm going to do that. I'm going to provide that.
There's a purpose in CJ's singing. He's giving God the glory. And secondly, he's helping people get through their struggles, through their trials and tribulations with his singing.
Oh, come to the...
And until recently, his patients were the only ones that knew about his musical medicine. But a few weeks ago, Debbie Corbin recorded CJ singing for her aunt and put it on Facebook.
I've never experienced a nurse like that before, and so I just thought other people would want to see.
The video receiving around 100,000 views. CJ was a little apprehensive at first, but then he realized something.
I pray every single day, and I ask the Lord to give me favor with my patients, their family members, and my coworkers, and to be a light. And so, I felt like that video it reached way more people than I ever could.
Great things he has done.
And he hopes he can continue to be a light for each patient he cares for. With the Good Stuff in Bristol, Tennessee, I'm Andrew McClung.
For most of us, getting a speeding ticket can turn a good day into a bad day.
But as News 5's Andrew McClung finds out in this week's The Good Stuff, there's a Bristol, Virginia teen who makes it his mission to get one every day.
You ready? Let's jump it, man. Jump it, jump it, jump it.
Levi Haga loves to speed through the halls of Virginia High School.
He has a tendency to want to race in his stander here. We use his stander to help him stretch.
But if school resource officer Jason Barlow hears him, he tracks Levi and his aide, Caitlin Owens, down.
Barlow. Well, it started as a joke.
Write me another ticket.
He told me he was going too fast, and so I jokingly said, "You're going to get a ticket."
It's become a daily occurrence for nearly 2 years now.
Another ticket. It's always laughter, smiles. He brings it out in everybody. It's just one of those things that you just got to do. You know, it just makes his day, it makes my day. And then everybody else, it's just contagious with the smiles.
He's 16, like most 16-year-olds are getting their license, but he's getting to drive up and down the halls and jump bumps, like most teenage drivers want to do.
Owen says it makes Levi's day every time.
Every morning he gets off the bus, I'm going to go see Officer Barlow and go get a ticket.
I'm going to go get a ticket.
That's what he says.
Not only making a difference for Levi, but for Officer Barlow as well.
There you go. We're speeding in the hall. It brings me a lot of pride in what I do, and just seeing him smile, him laugh. You know, that's what matters to me.
And as the school year winds down, you can best believe when Levi returns this fall, more tickets will be waiting. With The Good Stuff in Bristol, Virginia, I'm Andrew McClung.
Tomorrow night, a Hawkins County 15-year-old will become one of the youngest people to compete on the NBC show American Ninja Warrior.
In the latest The Good Stuff, Andrew McClung spoke with him about his journey.
Hunter Ogden is just 15 years old, but for years, he's been jumping and climbing just like this.
Growing up, I was always like a monkeyish kid, like climbing on the door frames.
When he wasn't climbing, Ogden would turn to the national show American Ninja Warrior.
I instantly fell in love with the show.
A show full of obstacles and challenges. Something Hunter's mom, Jennifer, says he has been used to since he was born.
Being born with cleft lip and palate, having high respirations and a heart murmur when he was born. He's had at least 12 surgeries. He has celiac disease. He also has sleep apnea, so he has been through quite a bit.
I've always known that God has a special plan for my life, whether that ends today, tomorrow, or in 80 years.
So just like everything else he's faced, Hunter wanted to face the show head on. He and his family researched ninja gyms and found Johnson City trainer John Luby, who's been on the show multiple times.
I was really impressed. I had a hard time keeping him challenged. He just, he really wanted to test himself.
The hard work paying off. After Hunter got the call to say he was selected to compete, he will be one of the youngest competitors ever on the show.
The feeling of getting called for the first time, some people apply for 6-7 years and then never even get on.
As a mom, I'm just incredibly proud of him.
You can fulfill your dreams. It takes hard work, but everything does in life.
Hunter one step closer now to becoming an American Ninja Warrior. With The Good Stuff in Johnson City, I'm Andrew McClung.
When a flag order is issued, you can be sure the Bristol, Virginia school system's flags are where they need to be.
But that's not how it always used to be. News 5's Andrew McClung introduces us to the man who makes it all possible.
There was a time the flags at Bristol, Virginia schools were not in compliance for flag orders.
You know, we've got so many things going on at so many different schools. It was really hard to be consistent.
If some places got them down, I think the rest of them should be down.
Melvin Woods took notice and told Superintendent Keith Perrigan he wanted to help.
We offered Melvin the opportunity to be our flag coordinator and to make sure that we always remain in compliance. He jumped at that opportunity, and ever since he's taken the job, we've not been out of compliance yet.
It's a job the Army veteran takes pride in.
It holds a special place in my heart. To me, it resembles the people that died for it and fought for it.
So much pride for his country that a few months ago, Melvin's car broke down. A flag order was issued, and that didn't stop him.
And I was not going to disregard that flag order whatsoever.
He walked nearly 3 miles to make sure the flags were in compliance. Before a school employee found out, and she had her husband drive him to his last stop.
That's just how dedicated that Melvin is to our city. That's how patriotic he is, and that's how much he cares about our flag.
And Perigin wanted Melvin to know how much they care for him.
Please direct your attention to the group of esteemed officials.
During a soccer game, Melvin was honored with a flag that flew over the state capitol.
Melvin is a great fan of our sports teams. He's a great fan of our city. He's a great fan of our country.
I just felt proud.
Proud of his job that he will continue to do.
As long as I'm alive.
With the good stuff in Bristol, Virginia, I'm Andrew McClung.
According to the CDC, every year more than 700,000 people have a stroke, often reducing their mobility.
But one Southwest Virginia man has found a way to heal through honeybees. Here's Andrew McClung with the good stuff.
At Preston Holmes' house, you'll find the birds chirping and the bees buzzing.
It's comforting to me to be in the hive looking at the bees and how they're doing.
For Holmes, it's been a way to recover after he had a hemorrhagic stroke nearly 10 years ago.
I was in the hospital 20 days that time, but that process, they had to help me learn to walk again in the hospital.
He lost so much in his ability to reason, he lost the ability to read. He lost so much.
Preston's wife, Ginger, says so many people swarmed to their sides to help with his recovery.
We had such good support from our family and our friends and our church family.
With the most unexpected coming from their friend Tim, who encouraged Preston to get into beekeeping.
I told him he's crazy. He never had any experience dealing with honeybees.
But he gave it a try.
It was a big task that first year. The bees didn't make it through the winter.
So he tried again.
Each season I was learning more and retaining more.
He has come so far from that first few years.
Now with multiple active hives producing honey and beeswax. A healing hobby he's been doing for 8 years.
It is a calming effect for me. I love putting on my jacket and my gloves and going and spending time going through the hives and inspecting them.
We see it as a gift from the Lord.
An unexpected journey to recovery that has been made sweeter with honeybees.
And it got the cognitive functions working more, and it's just been a wonderful experience.
With the good stuff in Damascus, I'm Andrew McClung.